take flight.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grumpy Paper Grandson, aka the Bearded Wonder, aka the Pod Boss, aka Pod's Gift, aka Black Poseidon, aka a whole bunch of other names. I don't know. But yeah, we're back with another one. Another conversation. I was going to put a whole bunch of these into one show, but after talking to several people and letting them know what the topic was, they said I should break it up into each individual one. So this is part one of the agendas. And I'm going to come out swinging. So, before I get started, ma'am, Miss Madam Brunch, can you tell them who you are, please?
What's up, y'all? My name is Jeray. I am host of the Melanin 360 podcast, and I'm glad to be here yet again.
Ma'am.
Hi, my name is Sarita.
AKA put them on the glass.
Yeah, on the glass. Put them on the glass. I don't have a podcast, but I enjoy debating people. So I'm looking forward to see what Jeray has.
I don't think Jeray is going to argue with this one.
Okay. Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see. Cool. All right, here we go. So we're going to talk about agendas. Are they true? Are they real? Are they fake? All that good stuff. Are you all ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right. So the first agenda that we're going to talk about is there or isn't there a gay agenda in America, the world, all over?
So by gay agenda,
meaning
are you talking
that
about from the community or
is there a machine actively pushing homosexuality to the masses in order to, I guess, change people or change people's thought process?
My short answer is no.
Okay. What's your short answer?
I'm gonna say yes to an extent. And it's not for
We said short answer.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say yes. Okay. I think there's an agenda.
I say no. That's my short answer. Now, Jeray, why don't you believe that?
I don't believe it because I feel like people that are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, they simply want to be seen and heard. So the same way, so let's put it like this, and some people might be mad at me or whatever, but representation matters. And for example, if we were to sit here and go back through all of the presidents and vice presidents that's ever lived, like what Chris Rock said, white. When we get to President Obama,
correct,
right? We got to see somebody that looked like us on the big screen in the White House doing their thing. We got to see Kamala Harris, out there campaigning, and we had hope that she was going to be next, right? So the people in that community, they simply want to turn the TV on or pick up a book at the store or, have a particular place that they can go to see themselves. I don't think that they really care about, we want everybody to be, to be gay also, or we want everybody to, absolutely love who we are or whatever. I think most of them are really just looking for a live and let live society. A lot of them are cool with tolerance. Like, look, leave me alone. If I love who I love, let me be with that person. A lot of people are upset because, there's, same-sex relationships on TV. Like a popular TV show is Power. So many people were upset because in the second Power Book 2, there was a male-on-male relationship. People were pissed. And I'm like, It's a show. It doesn't make you gay because you watched it. You know what I mean? And I mean, people were so upset about it. And I'm like, what is it about that gets you so worked up?
Okay. I don't think. Okay, no, they were upset. I did see the comments, but I think they were more upset because they saw the cheeks. I think if they were just boyfriend, I think they'd be like, okay, that's just a gay couple on the show.
I
but the fact that they saw cheeks and, simulation of orgasm, it was like, oh, like, why is my kid watching this? Not saying that Ghost was, raw dogging 3 women.
Exactly.
Before that, though.
But first of all, your kids shouldn't be watching Power. And I saw that a lot. I have kids. Why are your kids up watching Stars this time of night? They shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Half of y'all played football and seen all the cheeks in high school and college. Yeah. You wasn't looking at it like that, but cheeks are cheeks.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Y'all used to slap each other on the butt after a touchdown. Calm down. So I don't think that there is an agenda. Now, I might be a little bit biased because most of my work has been centered around the community. I do a lot of civil rights work and stuff like that. So I understand that my view about these things may be different, and I'm looking at it through a different lens than most people. But that's just how I feel about it. I think people get too deep into it. Oh, there's an agenda. It just, I don't think it's an agenda.
So, Sarita, why do you believe there's an agenda?
It's a blanket statement. I think it's blanket. I think there's like every aspect in this world, whatever topic it is, there is some type of an agenda, right? Whether it be negative or positive. Do I think there's a positive agenda when it comes to the LGBTQ community? Yeah, most definitely. I think representation matter. But then I also think that there is a negative aspect of it where there is a negative agenda where they're pushing sexual... I'm going to
let you go. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I think there is an aspect of them pushing, sexual, activity on, entertainment. But I can also say that about heterosexual relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with representation. I think that's awesome. But then I also think there's also a different part of the agenda where they're promoting that too.
Yeah.
And I just want to add something real quick. This seems to really only be a problem with gay males.
Absolutely.
No one cares really if it's 2 women, 3 women. There's a show that just came out on Netflix called The Hunting Wives. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've started watching that. That's actually pretty good.
It's great.
Yeah.
That show is, them heifers on there are diabolical.
Yeah.
I was watching the show and I was like, am I old enough to be watching this? But it's a good show. But it's low key soft porn.
It is.
But it's all. I mean, there is some weird stuff with the man and his wife. A little different.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for you. Yeah. But there's a whole lot of girl on girl.
Even
it's like number 2 on Netflix.
Right, but even back to Power, Jukebox had a gang of women. She's kissing on women. She's in the bed with a woman.
Yeah, but it's just like, why is everything over sexualized? And I think that's my issue
but
with it.
You didn't have a problem when Corey kissed Topanga in middle school.
That's innocent.
No,
like,
no.
Like, deep that
shows your kid to kiss another person. So what's the difference? You're still teaching them to do something that they're not ready to do yet.
At 12?
Yeah.
12? You think that's too early to kiss?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I'll do you one better. Kelly Kapowski was in high school. She left Zach for a college kid. That's raping in certain places.
You know. Let me just say this. No. The 90s were different. No. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying it's right. Okay. I'm not saying it was right, but the 90s were different.
Okay. Even better. The Shy. It's a girl in the first couple of seasons of The Shy. skipped high school to go see her man who wasn't in high school no more.
Okay, that's not right either.
Yeah, so it wasn't just the 90s. It's still going on now.
So, but then that goes back to my point. Like, in any aspect, there's always some type of an agenda, whether it be negative or positive.
Is it an agenda or is it a reflection of what's happening?
Art imitates life.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer in that. And I think that people pick and choose, just like, like the Bible thumpers out here, people pick and choose what verses or what aspects of the Bible that they want to follow. People pick and choose what things on social media or in the media in general that offend them. As much as we want to cancel different artists and TV shows or what have you, people pick and choose. Like, some of us still bump R. Kelly. Like, I'm going to play it and it is what it is. While other people are like, oh my God, no, I'll never do it. Right. Now, everybody was, no one's playing the Cosby Show anymore because Bill Cosby, whatever. But sadly, Malcolm Jamal Warner passed, and now all the clips are everywhere. Yep. And everybody's showing them. It's all over YouTube. I think it's great. I've always watched the clips because I can always separate the art from the person.
Correct.
That's me. But it's like, either we hate the show or we don't. Like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Exactly.
But that's.
But we've always had a gay person on television.
Yeah.
We just didn't see the relationship. So they're not mad at the gay. They're mad at their child seeing the relationship. Because Dharma and Greg, there was a gay person on it.
Yeah, Will and Grace.
Will and Grace, gay person on it. See what I'm saying? Like, there's always been somebody there. Like, just when they see the relationship, that's where the issue came in at.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Not my show, but I have a question.
Yeah, you always do, so go ahead.
Do we think that there's a double standard for our shows and our community?
Ooh.
110%. I firmly believe that. Like, we understand white gays. Black gays, nah. Not so much.
Why is that?
That's a good question. Why is
that? Because
I
think when it comes to African American men, like, the representation of what there are to us in the community,
we're big and strong.
And they're supposed to be the head of the family.
Gays
and we
still do
look
the same
up
thing.
to them and everything. So if you see two strong black men together, it's just like, it's off-putting for some people. Yeah.
I've seen men in dresses drop many of the big, strong black men talking crazy to them.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen that too.
But yeah, it's definitely more us than them. I'm sorry, we're more vocal. That's what I should say. Because I know some white people who are disgusted by the whole thought process of gay people. But we are definitely more vocal.
Why is that?
Because us as a people are homophobic.
I think a lot of it has to do with our ties to religion.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of us ain't been inside of a church in God knows how long, but I think our roots.
Yeah, it's tied to that.
Yeah.
Because even if they, you haven't been in church for so long, you still have that foundation.
Yeah,
right.
God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
But yet, every rap song talk about two women together.
Yeah.
Every rap song.
And
men love to rap about that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a fetish.
It is.
It
is. Not me. I'm 28, but I got a 45-year-old body, so I ain't gonna hurt myself trying to do that. So, but yeah, definitely men. For whatever reason, black men are petrified of gay men. I don't know why gay men don't even think about, unless they're like them predator ones that, like, I don't care if he's straight or not, but regular homosexual men don't think twice about somebody.
No, it's like they're not walking around here humping the air just looking for like, that's not how this works.
Not at all.
Do you think that's tied to the trauma from the prison system? Because you got to think about it from
Now we
point of
cooking.
view,
Now we cooking.
where a lot of our black men are locked up,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times they are raped
Yep.
in jail. So
Yeah.
that could stem from that, and you know the homophobic.
What's that? Emasculates them. That's the word.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So in jail, that's what happens. Yeah. So
Some of them are raped in jail,
Mm-hmm.
but some of them are what they call gay for the stay.
yeah,
It's voluntary.
yeah. What's that? Atlanta, when Donald was in the holding, and he's like, "Y'all ain't been up there pumping booties up there," and he was like, "No, that's just jail shit. You was pumping booties on the outside, so you gay." That's one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Which I don't understand that. Like, there's this like it's either you do or you don't.
Nah.
Like, why is it like only certain?
When in Rome, and also in jail, the pumper is not gay. It's the one getting bent over is gay.
That is confusing.
It's it's like the scene from what's the movie with Janet Jackson and yes.
Yeah, who you doing the bending? That's why she asked him that. That's exactly why she asked him that. Like,
so you do them bending.
Right. So you bending over for a man? I ain't bending over for no man. See, he got offended when you said that to him. So yeah.
That is wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about how they rationalize it.
Yep.
In their head.
And then also anal sex. Some women believe that a man that likes anal sex is kind of soft, and they look at him as such. And then they be like, "Well, I ain't soft. You know, why you like booty so much?" You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like, see what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't about to put myself out on the podcast, but I will say that most women will be like, "Why you so pressed to do it?"
Exactly.
Not that women won't, but it's like, that's like Christmas, New Year's, your birthday,
right?
Yeah.
Not like
you want to do it every day,
right? Every Tuesday and Thursday,
right?
Like,
so what you trying to tell me?
That he wants to pleasure you in a different hole. That's all he's trying to tell you.
But it don't be for us.
No, it's not for us.
It don't be for us, though.
No. Some women.
No.
That's why we got the rise of
I mean, some women might.
Some women like it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
because it's a form.
You know, in my I was Joan of Arc in my former life. So, yeah, some
women like it. It's a form of dominance.
They say. So, since we're here,
how did we get here?
Pegging.
No, just playing.
If a man asks you to peg him, are you looking at him different?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just like my first initial thought, like, bro, like why you want me to do this?
I'm gonna be in the car.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm out.
Why do you want me to do this? Like, where is this coming from? Where's it coming from? What happened?
What made him want that?
Yeah, like what is like we weren't doing this for years. All of a sudden you asked me to peg you. Like what's going on?
So yeah, it depends. So like for example, if it's just like a situationship type thing or whatever, I'm out. One, because I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So it's even less about him. I don't want to do that to a man.
Yeah.
It just I'm like, that's not my
Why
role.
not?
It feels odd.
Because I feel like that's not my role. I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, if you are my husband or the person I'm in a relationship with, I have questions. Is it something that you saw that you want to try? Is it
where you
just,
see that at?
Like, is it that you want me to do it? Or I'm just a warm body and you don't care who does it? Like, I got questions. And if we type like that, we should be able to have a conversation about it. But I'm not jumping at the chance to be like, okay, bet, let's do it. No,
I don't know. For me, it's just like, where is this coming from? This is left field. Begging? After, 20 years together?
It don't have to be 20 years. Like, let's say you win it
a year,
and he's like, yo, he listened to Horrible Decisions, and then it's like, oh yeah, we did this to somebody, and he's like, oh, let me try that.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that probably would have been a conversation early on, because at that point, like, you are discussing like your limits, what you know you're willing to do and stuff like that. So if you know what my limitations are, and then a year later into the relationship, you're saying, "Oh, let's do pegging," that's one of my limitations. Like, what is going on?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like. Okay, that might be going off on an exit we don't want to go down. So I'm gonna be quiet. That might need to be another show.
Okay. Okay.
Need to be the after dark version. We not gonna go there.
Lord have mercy. But yeah, back to the agenda.
Reel it in.
Yeah,
Reel it in.
bring it in. Let me bring it in. I'm a professional. All right. So, do you believe there is a masculine agenda? So to counteract the gay agenda, like for a man to be a man or a boy to be a man and all that good stuff. That's why they show, middle schoolers and elementary school kids kissing and everything's okay. Because as long as he's kissing the girl, it's fine. Like, I've seen many YouTube videos where little boys and girls like 4, 5, 6 years old run up to a little girl, kiss on the cheek, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's cute."
Mm-hmm.
If it was another boy, it would have been like World War VI in there.
So, I do think that there is a masculine agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this has been since the beginning of time.
Okay.
Like, think about how when we were little girls and a little boy would, push you down on the playground or pull your hair, and some adult, sometimes, usually females, would be like, "He just likes you."
They still do that.
And so what is that telling little girls? If a man or a male hits you or hurts you, he just likes you. And how deep is that program in our heads, and we don't even realize it. So I think it's that. I also think that it is why we tell little boys not to cry. If they fall and hurt themselves, or even if their feelings are hurt, shut up all that crying. Don't do that. And mothers and fathers do it. As women, we tell our sons, don't cry either.
Man up.
Man up, stuff like that. I also think that it's a lot of women perpetuate that with their sons by saying, "Well, you're the man of the house now. He's 6.
Yep, that was me.
He is not the man of the house. He's 6. Yep. He is a child."
That's a whole another argument there. Because now we're getting into, now you're replacing the man of the home with the little man of the home, and we getting into where the mother starts thinking of him as the spouse, as the partner, instead of just the child.
That, and then you have little boys running around here thinking that women are supposed to just cater to them and just do for them, and they don't have to do anything because
I like how this is coming to where it needs to be.
My mom and my sisters and my grandma have been making my plates and washing my clothes and doing all this for me. So what happens is I have to grow up and date you 20 years later, and now we have a problem. Don't get me started.
So the masculine agenda plays a part in gender roles.
Yes.
Because I know for a fact that this woman here takes her trash out. She doesn't wait to take her trash out. Right, exactly.
I take my trash out.
When a man's in the house, do you still take the trash out?
If it makes sense.
See what I'm saying? There's some people who feel like, well, my woman is never going to touch trash.
Oh, no, my ex used to be like, what I tell you about touching the trash. And I'm like, but you worked late and the trash stunk.
And it's
8:00 and I cooked dinner, so I just took it outside.
Yeah.
And he was really like, what I tell you about that? And it's like, all right, bro, you got it.
Okay.
See?
Why is it like that is wild to me. Like, because logically for me, like, that scenario that you gave made sense. Like, it's 8:00 at night. Like, we don't want the house to stink, so I'm just going to take the trash out. You're not going to always be there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Got you. I got you. Hold on. History lesson. So, in the early 80s and in the 70s, there was a man that used to rape women when they take the trash out. So it stopped there. Men was like, no, women are not going to take the trash out. We're going to take the trash out because if I see him, it's a problem.
Oh,
that's where that came from.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
See, I thought it was chivalry all this time.
Nah, men ain't chivalrous.
Well, I mean, I guess I think a lot of the things we do is
that's what a lot of things do. A lot of is protecting you all. Mm-hmm. So don't pump gas. I'll go pump the gas because I don't want nothing to happen to you outside the car.
And I appreciated that because being single for so long before I got into that relationship, I had been taking my trash out. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed the fact that somebody took the trash out, Now I'm like, damn it, I gotta take my trash out again. This sucks.
So I was talking about this topic earlier today, trying to get the questions together, and a friend of mine put some thoughts in my head about how the government put, chemicals and extra stuff in the food, which made us overly sensitive, in her words. But I think she was like, it's just changing the chemical makeup of a human thought process. Yeah. And she said it's gonna sound racist, but she said they put it in the chicken, and black people are the largest consumers of chicken. Mm-hmm. So it was like it's a plan against us to make us more soft and sensitive.
I ain't mad at that. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been said stuff about chicken. I hadn't really thought about it from a mental and emotional aspect. I was thinking about it from the physical aspect because kids today don't look like kids anymore physically.
Not at all.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, go to any elementary school or middle school, the girls in there look like adults. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why don't y'all look 11? Mm-hmm. What's happening? Mm-hmm. So, but I never thought about it from the way that you just said it. Yeah. But that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I was laughing at that. She's like, I'm serious. I'm like, okay, I got you.
I wouldn't put nothing past them.
Yeah, she's like, you don't eat chicken no more, so I don't know why you can. I was like, I do eat chicken, but she's like, but you're sensitive. I was like, shut up. Okay.
Well, I think it goes way beyond that. Like, even like tied to the healthcare industry. Like, everything that we consume is at this point it's I want to say artificial. Like, we have different meat farms. We have like things that they like pump so much into our foods. Like, honestly, the safest place when it comes to consuming food would be growing your own. Mm-hmm. That's how you know for sure, like, there's no chemicals or anything in it. Because everything that they do, they pump so much stuff into the food and then makes us so dependent on these pills from the healthcare industry. Mm-hmm. But I think it's well, in that self, it is definitely an agenda. It's like all of that goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. I mean, and then, to your point about growing your own food, there's so many food deserts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we've been forced to eat a lot of processed food and prepackaged food, because we can't get to anywhere else. Or the job market is so bad and things like that. It actually costs more to be healthy.
It is.
So if you take a parent that has to go to the grocery store to feed 2 or 3 kids, she can't necessarily afford the fresh chicken breasts and, all of the vegetables to make stuff from scratch. No, she's buying that bag of Tyson nuggets in there, but she's feeding her kids.
Them nuggets go hard, though.
They do. They do. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. They slap. But, at the end of the day, at baseline, she's feeding her children. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She don't have time to think about, how I can make this $25 stretch by buying all fruits and vegetables, and you gonna wind up with fruits and stuff, but then that's not enough to sustain.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you believe in population control?
Yes.
Well, I know you do.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, there's definitely population control.
Because that's what
essentially COVID was.
That's what food desert is.
Yeah, food desert is population control. Yeah, when you don't have access to food, Like the grocery store, like the nearest grocery store is like 15 miles away. That's insane.
Like I talk to people and I'm like, have you ever been to Mom's or Sprouts? They've never heard of those places.
Because they don't put them in the places. Like, so let me just say this. So, I live in Prince George's County, Maryland, which up until about a year and a half ago was the most affluent, predominantly African American county in the entire United States.
Yeah,
they dropped.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the next county over now.
Yeah,
Charles County.
It's not much.
Oh, well, and really, it's only like one section of it's Waldorf, Maryland.
Yeah,
which is like,
yeah.
It's really just Waldorf, but we're number 2, so you know.
Well, yeah, your Waldorf one came up.
Yeah, it did a little bit, but I lived.
I went to Waldorf High School, by the way. Shout out to Waldorf High School. Let's go.
I live in southern Prince George's County, which is on the border of Charles County, right? Mm-hmm. And the Civic Association down there, we have been trying to get a Wegmans for the longest time. We wrote Wegmans, we called Wegmans, we emailed Wegmans, all of that. And Wegmans gave us the finger and was like, we ain't coming down there.
Because I'm going to tell you why Wegmans ain't coming down there, okay? She's not going to let y'all know, all right? There are certain sections of Waldorf, Charles County, Negroes. Okay? There's a whole lot of sections of Prince George's Negroes. Wegman said no to the Negroes.
Yeah. What they told us was now we do have a Wegmans, which is over near FedEx Field.
Of course it is.
But they put it there because it's near where all of the county offices are. And the workers come in for the day. They go to Wegmans and get their lunch and stuff like that. We were told that it's not enough traffic during the day for us to sustain a Wegman.
In Charles
County? But we were like, first of all, the houses out here are like $500,000+. Yep. Most of us work from home. Yep. Right? And we still can't get a Wegmans? They told us no.
Because they probably thinking with the old numbers, like y'all all going to DC to go to work, y'all not going to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Negroes, people. Negroes.
And I mean, we've had to fight. So they just put there is a Mom's in Waldorf. They just opened up a Sprouts like last week. They just opened that up. But that's still in Charles County. So if you in Northern PG, it ain't happening. Over there,
Wow.
We just got we got one Trader Joe's. In the whole county. But guess where it is? Down the street from University of Maryland. That ain't for us.
No,
that's for them.
It's not for us. It's for those college kids. I hate that Trader Joe's.
Well, I'm about to be a student there soon, so that's all right for me. So population control is real, which is horrible.
I don't like that as a thing. Like,
I know.
I don't want the government to be like trying to invoke some kind of population control. I don't. That does not sit well in my spirit at all. Because then I'm like, I always look at the government. You're never going to administer anything fairly because you're only trying to control one population.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not trying to control the population in Bethesda. Okay, you're not trying to control the population in upstate New York or wherever. Like, you're going to try to control it where you're not doing that. You're going to try to control it with the people that you don't want more of.
Right. Which is weird. Because they like what we do. That's the crazy part. They like what we do. They just don't like us, like Delroy and them saying. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't want to get it, but So, all right, circle back. Gay agenda. Do you think we'll ever have an all gay show again, like Noah's Ark or Queer Eye and all that good stuff?
Yeah. 2025, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to live on network TV.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like a YouTube series or...
Yeah, it'll be on Netflix. It'll be on Prime. Yeah. It'll be...
Yeah, like Queer as Folks. Queer as Folks was fire. They had like 7 seasons.
The L Word was good too.
Yeah, the L Word.
Yeah.
But
they definitely lasted. They lasted way longer than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
But it's women, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you're talking about
like
prime time.
I'm talking about like Noah's Ark, like old school BET Noah's Ark, gay men having relationships on national TV, kissing and having arguments and all that good stuff.
It won't be on network.
Okay.
You'll have to have a Netflix
see that on
subscription
CBS or
or
NBC or something
Paramount
like that.
or something like that.
And why is that?
I think it's easier to get greenlit because those companies own it. So, they're not public companies and things like that. Like the show we were talking about, The Hunting Wives. People were really commenting on like YouTubers that were reviewing the show. I was so offended that this was on my television and da-da-da-da. And so people were like, you could have just cut it off.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I'm mad that Netflix even put this on here. Turn it off.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it. And then it's like, but you kept watching it though.
Yeah.
It was so much. But how do you know it's so much?
Yeah, you watched the whole thing.
You have to watch the whole thing.
You watched the whole thing.
Because you can't say I hate string beans and not eat string beans. So you have to watch the whole thing.
Exactly.
So you can be like, yeah, I don't
honestly, like the first episode, like you could watch the first episode and make a determination like, okay, this is not for me. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Because if it's something sitting in your spirit, you can just watch the first episode and you get to the point where you're just like, I don't want anything about it.
When the lady said it's so much,
yeah.
I said, how do you know that it's so much?
Because you watched the whole thing.
Exactly.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Let me get your opinion, sir, since you're here. Let people know who you are.
All right, I'll start. Well, people know me as Flacco, artist in the city. Did a lot of artist development, help with like curatorial practices, turning clothing stores into performance venues. Got published on some stuff. Rapped myself for a while, actually a long time. Friends with Pablo since 2008, 2009.
Something like that.
We started as field engineers together.
Yeah.
For a pharmaceutical company. Did that for a while.
A real pharmaceutical company, people, not.
Not the streets, not the streets, not the streets.
Not the streets.
And then currently, my wife and I were building out an education company focused on neurodiverse learning, trauma-informed education, and adverse childhood experiences. Okay. And then working that because the focus is to figure out the impacts of those things, because if they go undiagnosed or misdiagnosed, then you end up with fractured adults who typically consider themselves failures financially or just through like expression. So we just trying to solve that problem.
Gotcha.
And I think that's it.
Okay. Pretty much, he does everything, people. But since you're here, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked these ladies. Do you believe there's a gay agenda in the world?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
When I have like conversations like this, it's typically objective because I share relationships with like a bunch of people. But I do think that the agenda exists because of like some multi-tiered things from the space of one, in that practice there's no co-creation. And again, I specifically I speak about it from an objective space because my sister is gay. Love her to pieces though, you feel me? She still has had children, but she is openly queer, so don't mind that. And then when
don't talk about my sister like that, bro. Don't be talking about my sister like that, bro.
Yeah. And then when I was consulting in the medical cannabis space, I befriended somebody who was transgender, who had transitioned from a female to a male, and my curiosity was always why. Not necessarily from a space of judgment, but I just assumed that it would be more of like a psychological thing, and they ended up, proving my suspicions correct, that it came from like abandonment issues and things like that. So it was more of like what they would consider a revolutionary act, no matter how we judge it on the outside. From their perspective, it was a revolutionary thing of like claiming their body, claiming their rights, etc. And then I also have a lot of friends who are well-known artists who have transitioned from either male to female or vice versa, and they see it as a form of like alchemy and shape shifting, which I never thought about. From the space of it being an agenda, yes, and we can talk about the multiracial stuff, about how us as melanated people, we have trillions of cells in our bodies, we're stronger, etc. So all this promotion and media and marketing for mixed relationships or biracial relationships is so that the Caucasian people who are at a deficit actually have melanin in their bloodline and in their lineage to increase their like lifespan and stuff like that. And again, I don't speak about it from a negative space because I have mulatto brothers and sisters. My father lives in Cali. He married my stepmom, who's white, and I have mixed brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. So, and then it's that whole thing of like being too black for the white kids and too white for the black. So they got their own challenge. Mm-hmm. But I think it is. And then if you go back politically, it first began, and this could be a little touchy for it, depends on how people feel about it.
Go ahead.
But there, actually, you know what? Let me not quote it because I don't remember the bill, and I don't want to give information that I can't back up right away. But if we revisit this, then I'll make sure to get you the bill. But it did happen during the Obama administration, and it started in middle schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about a lot of things actually, but we was talking about why is it more acceptable for women to be gay as opposed to men? And since you're a man, can you give me your opinion?
I just naturally assume because women are more feminine. So
there's some.
I mean,
there's some senses.
Actually, all right. I'm gonna say the real thing, and then I'm gonna give you something that's funny, but I think it's along the topic. So, what I always again, my sister, I think she ended up coming out as like a teenager or something like that. But she was still one of my heroes. Like she served in Iraq like a bunch of times, like did her thing, and I just assumed that, or again, my personal thing was like women are naturally feminine. So it didn't really throw me off to see two feminine creatures be feminine. Mm-hmm. But a guy, I think it was Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart. They made the joke when he was like, it was Dave Chappelle. And he was like, yo, what does it look like being at a barbecue? And there's two muscular ass dudes like, hey dog, I like you too. Oh, I think like something like that, like would be considered like a little strange. But as far as your point of women can be like super tough. Do you remember AC from PDZ?
Yes. So
if you research or Google PDZ, Pipe Dreams Clothing, my brother out of Jersey, Morgan graduate, etc. That's where we built that thing at. And he had this story about he grew up in Jersey, and there used to be this girl who was a dyke, and she would, pardon me if that's derogatory for some people, but she would shoot dice with the strap on, and it fell out one day while she was shooting dice. So I thought it was hilarious. It didn't fall off; it just fell out. I guess she had like sweats on it or something. Yeah.
Okay, ladies, what do you think about what he said?
I mean, I definitely.
I laugh about it every time I think about it, or it comes up.
I mean, and I definitely, I remember the joke about, the two dudes, like, know. And I think that it's something we don't see every day, right? Especially if you don't have any queer people in your family or your close friends or whatever. So anytime we're faced with something that is not in our orbit like that, it's a little bit, you're taken aback from it. So it's like, okay, I'll give you that. But I still go back to live and let live. Let people live their lives. So for someone who is trans or a part of that community, no, you should not be persecuted. You should not be violated. You should not be susceptible to violence. You should not be discriminated against in the workplace. Those types of things. I think you're human just like everybody else, and you should be able to have all of those same rights and everything. So that's just kind of where I am with it. But I definitely do understand that it's a learning process for everybody. You know, I know some people who have transitioned, and you know, the conversation is kind of like, okay, well, if I've known you to be male all of my life and now you're female, like, you gotta give me a minute, right? I'm gonna let you do your thing, but I gotta flip that switch. Just give me a minute, you know. So going back to what I said earlier, I don't think that it's an agenda per se. I just think that we're moving in a different direction in the world, and people have to catch up.
Gotcha. So really?
Yeah, I still stick by that. It's an agenda, and the only reason why I say that is because when we consume things, right? And I can't think of the study.
That's not the only thing we consume, though.
So,
like, we still see, like I said, like, we still see the children kissing. We still see, you know, girls still dressing like boys. I mean, we see all of that. Nothing gets said until the gay or the homosexual activity takes place. Everything else stays quiet.
Could you expound on that? What do you mean?
Like, so I gave them an example of Saved by the Bell when Kelly was dating a college kid. That's rape in most states because she's still she's underage.
Oh yeah,
see what I'm saying? We didn't say nothing about that. That was an all moment. You see what I'm saying? When Corey and Topanga was kissing in middle school, that's an all moment. It's not like what are they doing? It's an all moment. But the moment Corey put a dress on, the station got phone calls like, "Why is he wearing a dress? I don't want my boy to wear a dress. What's wrong with y'all?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the issue. Gay people been on TV for years, but the moment they see, you know, activity that, you know, grown people do, now there's an issue.
Well, don't you think that's an agenda in itself too?
Why?
Because
it's not an agenda when you watch Sex and the City.
Is it not? I mean, because
what do you mean,
promoting,
like Will and Grace and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Is it not? Like, it's promoting, you know, sexual freedom and stuff like that. Like, look where we're at in 2025. I'm just saying, like, think about Samantha. I'm just saying, it's just like sexual freedom.
Sexual freedom?
To have, like, I'm just saying, it's just like, it's okay to have, like, multiple sexual partners. It's okay. It's seen as freedom. It's like, okay, I can do what I want. But then what is that promoting?
So you're saying it didn't start with Samantha?
No, it didn't start with Samantha. But
like,
I'm
Woodstock
trying
happened.
to, like,
the 60s happened.
Yeah.
It was doing it in the 30s. Like,
Yeah.
it happens. So how it's not an agenda, it's people's lives. We're just now reflecting life onto TV. So now people are getting represented. So like when everybody got excited for Black Panther because we saw us, why can't gay people see them on TV?
Well, you're talking about the positive aspect of it, but then there's also a negative aspect of it too.
Of what?
Like, so it's great that we have representation. So let's take Black Panther, right? So we have Black representation where we have an all Black movie and stuff. But then there's also, you also can have like a negative aspect of where you're promoting, let's say, white supremacy, where that's being broadcasted on the screen. It has. Right? Yeah, right. It's being broadcasted on the screen.
American History X is still one of the top 20 movies of all time. And it's about neo-Nazis.
Yeah, Nazis. Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what are we talking about here?
Well, can I say something? Because it's making me think, right? So we're using the term agenda, and it could be possible, but what I'm thinking about is more like, I think the word agenda exists because there's a counterculture to it. Like, because from the example that you're giving, it's representation, it's expression, etc. But I'm thinking about, when you think about traditionalism, specifically, it may be, and again, this is just my opinion or observation really, that maybe it's a melanated person thing to where we look at it like an agenda because we already have social issues with like family structure. And when you push those types of things, that family structure or what they call the nuclear family can't exist. You know what I'm saying? So that could be like the toss up.
That also has been happening.
Yeah, that could be the toss up. But then again, you know, when you start looking at like stats and data and all those things, you can categorically kind of pinpoint when this stuff happened. Like prior to, let's say, and again, this I'm always like, I'm very careful about certain things I say because people like to clip shit up and take things out of context. But if you go back to, let's say, like the civil rights movement and things like that, marriage and everything else was pretty common, right? So prior to integration, when we were segregated, we actually did better as a people. You know what I'm saying? Financially, just across the board, like vertically. And again, I always say I'm not
against it. We had that
against
conversation a couple weeks ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, that's statistical data. Like, you can look at the numbers and take the emotions out of it. So I think that's where it comes from. I think it's that perspective of, like, we always naturally feel oppressed anyway. So when we see things that are a counterculture or things that we don't believe fall in line with traditionalism, then then it becomes an issue. Because if you think about it, right, like our grandparents and stuff, they would have never fathomed seeing, in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, their son or their daughter become a man or a woman. Like, it may have been a thing like, okay, they may be a little effeminate or they may be a little too tough, but never to the degree of where, like, now there's body reconfiguration and mutilation and, like, hormone therapy and all these different things. So it's a progression of time, but I don't know. These are pretty murky waters, man.
Yeah, of course it is. Last thing. Why do us, this is strictly for us as a culture, as the people, why do we treat gays the same way whites used to treat us?
I think that it's something about when you become the one who's no longer on the bottom rung, or if you feel like you aren't, now you get to oppress other people. And I don't even know if we even realize as a people that we do that sometimes. But that's kind of what I think it is.
I like it. Go ahead, Sarita. I never thought of it that way before.
No, I did. Yeah, I'm processing.
I know.
Yes,
all right, go ahead,
I'm
Fable.
processing.
And would you mind repeating the question?
I said, why do us as a people? Because we are very hard and very, negative towards homosexuality. Why do we treat homosexuals the same way whites used to treat us back in the 60s, back in the 50s? I've seen altercations. I've seen, like, why are you here? I've seen the looks. Just because they're in the room with them, there's an issue. Why do you believe that is?
I think both things can be true in the sense of power struggles and feeling like in a space of wanting to be more dominant, so people behave that way. But then also, as I've been studying more about adverse childhood experiences, and you can look this up. Her name is what's her name? And it's a sister too. If you look up adverse childhood experiences, she did a TED Talk. I really wish I could remember her name. Would you be able to pull it up?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, because I would like to share. What is her name? And yeah, I didn't even know this was like the topic of a conversation. If I would have known, I probably would have did some research before coming here, so I could share that with y'all. But the point I'm making is that what I believe is that it also comes from a lot of self-hate, and then people hiding secrets of potentially having like adverse childhood experiences with sexual abuse, and then they become hyper masculine or aggressive or whatever, and then they take it out on people because they have regrets or fears or something of their own that they haven't coped with because they potentially never got therapy for it or they never expressed it. So then that form of self-hate is just projected onto somebody else.
Do you think that it's tied to African Americans as a people, where we are conditioned to hide family secrets because we have a lot of sexual abuse with family members?
I'm not sure if it's only a black thing or what we consider as like so-called black, however people want to take that. I'm not sure if it's just that. But again, I mean, it could be true. That's what I was saying, from just based on what I've learned as far as, again, the adverse childhood experiences side, is that it goes kind of like swept under the rug. Yeah. So, people won't talk about it, but it's a pretty common thing. You know what I mean?
Her name is Nadine Burke
Yes.
Harris.
Yes. I was gonna say Naomi, but yes, Dr. Nadine Burke Harris.
Yep.
She specifically she talked about her during a TED Talk, and I took that test myself, and I think it's like a 10-point questionnaire, and I got 9 out of the 10 on that list. So categorically, based on that test, I should have been dead by like maybe between the ages of 13 and 18. You know, I would suggest everybody take that test. You know what I mean? It's just a simple.
I'll send it to y'all.
It's a simple test. It's a yes or no. It's 10 questions, and these things happen before the age of 18. And then categorically, based on those results, it would show you your potential trajectory. So it's pretty eye opening. It's pretty sobering. And can we curse on this?
Mm-hmm.
I felt pretty fucked up when I read it, right? Because it was like,
You went all in on that one.
so there was a wave of grief at first. Like I mourned like, you know, my inner child for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But then I celebrated myself because I overcame all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So there was a wave of emotions. But I was actually introduced to the test by, his name is Kirk Hamilton Burke. He's a brother. He's a therapist out of DC, and he was just helping me through some stuff when I was in therapy like a year ago. And he introduced that test to me because, and you probably remember, I mean, I'm a pretty stoic, like simple person, but I've always had like challenges with like anger and there's a lesser known fact that I was born with cerebral palsy. And with that, there was like teasing and all these other things growing up. So I was always like fighting and having to defend myself. And then that carried over as an adult, and it was clouding my judgment.
He was an angry man.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that test really helped. And then I shared it with one of my homies, and this was just at work one day, and we were on the computer, and he himself had, I think, like 7 to 8 out of 10 of those scores. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, and again, thanks for finding her name, because again, I would prefer for it to be credible.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't speak on like the Obama thing in detail.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, I think that's where it comes from. And then again, I think it's a multitude of things. Like it's not just one thing. It's traditionalism. It's misinformation. It's fear. It's
so I heard you say traditionalism twice.
Yeah.
Whose tradition?
I mean, you can go back to antiquity, like just considering the fact that it was expected for a man and a woman to be together in order to create a child. But then sometimes it wasn't necessarily out of love; it was out of necessity. Like, if we're tilling the land, we need children, and I don't mean from like a slavery perspective, but like, we need help. You feel me? It was that type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Or by force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so the people can know. I know they're going to ask.
Yeah. So when I say traditionalism, and again, it's not even necessarily like a particular like religious prejudice or preference. But if you think back to like the Bible or anything like that, it always talked about. And again, I'm not in defense of it. I'm just using it as an example. Is that those are the things that like our ancestors and elders pretty much like lived their lives with. Like they saw it as like law. They saw it as code. So anything against that, like just imagine, back in the 90s, if you wore a long T-shirt or oversized clothes, or if women wore skirts above the knee, they were considered harlots and all this other stuff. So it's more so like an embedding of culture that becomes tradition because it's repeated, and then people live their lives that way.
Can we break that? Like, do we have to stick to that?
Not necessarily. I think that if you did, then you might end up being at a loss because the world is moving way faster and it's just not the same.
Like there's some things that happened before. Like before, you couldn't work on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like that was against the law. Like, I mean, like you can't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
I mean, people love that bacon.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like so.
I mean, I think things are changing.
Okay.
Sometimes some things are changing faster than others. Sometimes certain events force things to change faster than what they would have been. Like I remember back in the day, if you was a girl, you couldn't wear pants to church.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't wear pants to church until I was probably in high school.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother wasn't having
even
it.
deeper than that, women couldn't have bank accounts to the 70s.
Yeah.
They couldn't get a credit card without a man signing for it. We had to break all that.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
Right.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
So-
So yeah, I think some things are changing, but back to your point about why our people are so anti-gay and anti-homosexual. I think a lot of times, specifically for men, I really believe that sometimes it's projection. When I hear a lot of rappers have a lot to say about homosexuality and that's gay and da. And like I said earlier, why does it bother you so much? You're tweeting about it, you're on Instagram about it, you're on there's podcasts dedicated to this. And I'm like, if you are secure in your sexuality and your manhood and you got your harem of women that you claim that you have, why are you so focused on Magic Johnson's son and what he's doing over here? Why does that bother you so much? And exactly. And I've seen people come under Twitter posts and Instagram posts and TikTok posts and ask these questions and they don't address it. And it's like inquiring minds want to know, because I don't really care. Like if if you're gay and that's fine and you love who you love and whatever, that's great. It don't have nothing to do with what I do in my house at all. If I have an opinion on it, that's fine, but I don't need to go get on a soapbox with a megaphone and talk about you and what you're doing. Why?
Yep.
Unless I have a problem with it or seeing you live your life, what you're doing, it either triggers me or I'm mad because I can't live my life out loud like what you're doing.
Just be that free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's layered, yo.
Yeah. So that's Sarita. Bring us home. I know you processed it. Let's go.
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No, because I was just so
into the conversation.
Yeah, I was
All
into the
right,
conversation.
No worries. All right. Well, this was a good conversation. Thank everybody for coming. If y'all want to be found, can you tell the people where they can find y'all, please? Sarita? No, you don't want to be found.
Oh God, what's my Instagram? Instagram handle, give me some more. Also, you can find me at my 9-to-5 job, Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 a.m.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That was a bar, actually.
That's crazy.
You can find me on Instagram at the Melanin 360 podcast. You can also find me on TikTok
I knew you were
at
familiar,
Melanin 360. Oh, have you seen the show?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Have I ever picked you up in an Uber?
Probably.
You might have.
Okay.
Yep, probably.
Do you drive in Uber like down
Yeah, he
DC
do.
way? Yeah, you probably have.
Okay. We might have had a conversation. I had hair like 2 months ago. You look super fit. Okay.
Okay.
It's starting to click.
Okay.
All right. I know.
Lord.
Actually, I think it was you. I'm almost certain it was you.
It probably
but
was.
I had long braids about a couple months ago, and I think you gave me like a business card or maybe like a flyer, or you might have even personally just told me about it.
I talk about the show all the time.
Yeah,
so.
I think we have.
That's right.
I think that's fire.
I love that.
Nice. Look at that. I hope you keep that in here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, okay. No, we definitely had a conversation for sure.
That's my best friend. I know how his brain works. He was going to get that out. So he's going to get that out.
That's a testament. Like you keep self-promoting yourself.
Absolutely.
It comes
All the time.
Yeah, people always are like, oh, so what do you do when you get in the Uber? And it's
Yo,
like,
I have
oh.
okay.
I'm a podcaster.
I mean, it's literally not even a guess. Like we have shared space before, and I was your Uber driver.
Tell them where they can find you at, sir.
In an Uber. No, just
Right?
I'm actually gonna do that after this. So my Instagram is Sundah the Sage. That's SUNDAH the Sage. Our company is Grocery Garden, GROWCERY garden.org. You can find our previous works on there now. Like we have a YouTube broadcast channel with recaps and stuff like that. But my wife is actively restructuring some things for next season. So things will be looking different toward like the tail end of this year into 2026. But we're still about serving the people, man.
And you know where you can find me. In St. Louis, rolling on dubs. I'm everywhere. You can catch me on the radio. You can catch me in the studio. You can catch me at home. Probably catch me sleeping in the car somewhere. But on December 27th, you can catch me at Patapsco Arena. We will be having a players ball. Yes, it is official. Yes, we have the place. Yes, we got the food. Yes, we got the drinks. Yes, we got the music. We just need y'all there. So buy the tickets now, eventbrite.com, or run up on me. Give me the money. I'll give you some tickets, and we're going to get it done. So thank y'all for this amazing conversation. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Old listeners and young listeners, new listeners and the old listeners. I appreciate every last one of y'all. SMG forever, and we are out.